just like with the previous games, I actually can't really remember much of how this one actually, much of what's actually in this one. I can't remember how the level structures work or anything like that.
You want to learn something new,
Hey, Greg.
huh?
Welcome.
Then I'm happy to help.
Finishing off the, just finishing off the game. I was thinking of maybe doing free play stuff, but to be honest, I've got so many LEGO games now in my Steam library that I figure I could actually burn through a lot of them before even having to think about going back and doing all the 100% free play stuff. Because there was another sale yesterday and I picked up a bunch of the ones that I didn't have, including LEGO Incredibles, so I can actually look at that next.
Any incidents?
You got 6 kids in the lost and found, 28 down for heat, and some idiot tried to feed ice cream to a triceratops.
Your assistant's online too. Zach and Gray are here?
Tell her I'll be there in 5.
My sister's kids.
Clean up your workspace. It's chaotic.
How big is the island?
Big.
But how many pounds?
That doesn't make sense.
Come on!
Hey, don't wander off, all right? Mom's not paying me for babysitting.
Aunt Claire!
Zara here is going to take great care of you until I'm done working tonight, okay?
God, even with the much crisper film audio to work with, there's
have fun and take very good care of them, okay?
Why do we need to include that Tazara bit? That was a bit weird.
Mr. Mizrani, you are flying.
I got my license. Okay.
God, that
Now
audio
show me my
does
new
not
dinosaur.
well.
It's white. You never told me it was white.
The Indominus Rex, our first genetically modified hybrid.
So she's intelligent then.
Oh, Indominus wasn't bred. She was designed. Bigger. Scarier. She'll be 50 feet long when fully grown. Bigger than the T-Rex.
So the paddock is quite safe then.
We have the best structural engineers in the
Is
world.
that Zed fighting going
so
on in the
did
background
Hammond.
there?
There's an American Navy man here, Owen Grady.
I know who he is.
His animals often try to escape. They're smart. He has to be smarter.
He only thinks he's smarter.
I want you to bring him in. Let him inspect the paddock. Maybe he sees something we can't.
Heck! Sorry! It's stuck on one of the branches! Alright, come on. Get the pig down here.
Okay, I'm just gonna say that cutscene was not good at all.
Heck! Sorry! It's stuck on one of the branches!
Man,
It's alright. I'll climb up there and cut it free.
if I can find something to climb.
Like, it was so... Like, obviously, it's one of those things where, you know, you try and recreate, like, what? That was close to, what, 30 minutes, 40 minutes of movie? In the space of, like, 2 minutes. No, it's really not good. And the fact that you then try and do it via dialogue just really... Yeah, it just doesn't work at all. I have a feeling we're in for a... I mean, you kind of know we're in for a not great time when you sort of need to watch cutscenes, trimmed down cutscenes of, at the time this came out, the worst Jurassic Park film. Now it's only the second worst, so it's got that going for it at least.
Oh, okay, now, in fairness to me, that was a different mistake that time.
Just what I need.
Come on, Owen. Surely we can track down the little pig.
Oh god, Dan warned me there was a pig cannon in this. Oh wait, okay. Barry for this.
Come here, little piggy. Haha, got you.
Oh yeah, Barry gets the cool ass stun gun. Because nobody's allowed real guns in this game, are they? It's all the real guns are just tranq guns, like Muldoon's rifle is a tranquilizer gun and so on. Which I guess makes sense. Lego and all that. You can't have actual guns. Star Wars you can get away with it because it's all lasers, because somehow lasers that disintegrate flesh are less problematic than bullets. But it's nice, having a gun means you can just destroy everything before you even have to reach it. Are you kidding me? Barry can't do a forward roll if he has his gun out. That feels like a bit of an oversight. Yep, I can see that coming.
Are you going to release the velociraptors now, sir?
Wait, is that meant to be like a toxic environment or something? They can't go. Yeah, okay. I thought it was like just the standard fear animation. I was thinking, what the hell's going on there?
What happened to the equipment?
Sorry, we took it apart for maintenance, and, we forgot how to reassemble it. Do you remember how to?
Okay, so I need Owen to drink this. And presumably this one as well.
More like it. We did try earlier, but it ended up
Oh, no, I
looking
don't
like
wanna
a
do that.
playground swing set.
Barry, it needs some juice. We're off to the races.
Okay. So this is where one of the big selling points of this game came in. Play as the dinosaurs. So I suppose on that front it was probably a pretty good decision to allow you to play Film 4 after doing the prologue. But I think that possibly also is because of the fact that the target audience for this game might not have actually seen the original films, considering they came out 15 years before most of them were born. Now, I know very little about the development of this particular part of the game, partly because I deliberately tried to avoid doing anything on these levels until the film came out, because I was naively extremely excited to go see the film, because I made the mistake of thinking it was going to be good, and boy did I look a fool. Oh, nice! It's gonna recycle all the just use every the five raptor sounds most commonly associated with this series. Ooh, there'll be a our first Velociraptor jump point here. I'm going to try something actually. So there will be something, potentially, from a bug that I looked at. I must admit, I'm not a big fan of how these studs go absolutely everywhere when you destroy them with the Velociraptor, when you destroy a prop with a Velociraptor. It's quite irritating. Okay. So
you can make that jump.
I believe so if I do that, it'll be fine. Now I want to try something. Okay. Yeah, there we go. With vertical sync off, this mechanic is just broken. And I can tell you that I actually had to look at that because I originally had to look at it for the Indominus Rex fight. And in fixing it for the Indominus Rex fight, it ended up breaking it for these because it used sort of the same mechanic but not quite. Basically, the original problem with the Indominus Rex fight is that path that it takes was originally not sort of frame rate sort of adjusted. So if you were running the game at 150, 200 frames a second, it would just advance you at 200 frames a second, and you would teleport basically in the Indominus Rex fight, and it broke a ton of stuff. And yeah, just the settings on the Indominus Rex fight was the one that we were sort of tasked to fix, and it turns out that it broke on this one instead. So, but it wasn't sort of really caught until it was too late. So there we go. That's one of the ones that I sort of looked at, but again, it wasn't me who wrote the original mechanic. It just kind of got written and was fine. And because testing with VSync off didn't happen until... I mean, I don't even think this one was caught by QA. I don't even think they tested it with VSync off. I think it was... I think this came from a Steam report when we were... Yeah, it came from a Steam report rather than from an internal QA. So the game was already out when this problem started happening. And then I think we fixed it for the Indominus Rex fight and just said, oh yeah, if you ever have problems like this, just turn VSync off. Or turn it on, I should say. So that was good. I'm honestly not too sure. Without having a sort of proper dig through what the animals look like and everything, I don't really know why it could happen, because, I mean, I guess unless the jump heights were sort of non-standardized, so... I don't know.
I know it's a bit of a climb. You can do it.
Like, it doesn't look like anything in that should be frame rate driven, but I guess maybe some elements still were, because the Indominus Rex fight was obviously a bit different, because you didn't need to climb on top of it, necessarily. You kind of just jumped and then attached it. I can't remember. We'll see when we get to that fight.
Sometimes when you can't go over, you gotta go through. That's just another switch. You know what to do.
I like the animations on the gates there and stuff. They look quite nice. Construction designer.
Where's it hiding?
Construction designer for this level did a good job. That pig is going way too slow to outrun a raptor. Although, then again, the raptors aren't exactly fast when you play as them.
You can't both get up there, you have to cooperate.
So one thing about Jurassic Park that's sort of always stuck around, and both like even from the original film to like especially Jurassic World, it was even more evident. Like, isn't it like illegal? I don't know. Maybe Costa Rica is different, but isn't it like illegal to feed live animals to other animals, especially in like a zoo setting? Because it falls under cruelty laws.
He's just behind that gate.
At least I'm fairly certain that's the case. It's definitely, I'm sure it's the case here. That is a lot of stuff to build. That was a very elaborate way to get a mini kit. Wow.
Come on, pig, get in or you're baking. Yeah, that's it. That's it. Nope, nope. Whoa! Oh no. Oh no.
Luke! Carly! No! I think we need to distract them from lunch, Owen.
Come on. There's gotta be something in here. Okay, let's try this.
What if they've been eating? If that's what you found in there.
Very juicy.
Come on, pig! Open up! It won't open! The crank's missing!
I will look.
Crank's missing. I'm not entirely sure. Oh, it's all the way over there.
Found it.
Don't know why I didn't notice that the first time. Weird. Right, God, those old icons for like objective markers.
I know. Move, go!
Owen! You got a meeting out of your palm.
What do you want, buddy?
A field test. I've just seen that they can respond to commands. And we need to take the research and get it on its feet.
These are wild animals, Hoskins. Trust me, you don't want them in the field.
We finally make
Is that
progress.
actually Vincent
That
D'Onofrio
person, he
voicing
says,
Hoskins in
make
this?
a whipping.
Mr. Grady?
Owen.
Owen, I need you to come take a look at something. A new species we've made. We'd like you to evaluate the paddock for vulnerabilities.
Indominus Rex? What's this thing made of?
The base genome is a T-Rex, the rest is classified. Where is it? It was just here, we were just here.
Doesn't make any sense. These doors haven't been open in weeks.
Were those claw marks always there?
You think it?
You see, I look at these scenes now, and every time I look at these cutscenes, I just think about how we could have done them purely voicelessly, like without any dialogue. I think there's enough in this. Like, you know, the animation team are clearly talented.
There's no way it could get over the walls without us noticing.
There's definitely enough in there for them to have made sort of purely semaphore, is that the correct word? Semaphoric? Just sort of silent, or not even silent, because there was always sort of grunts and various Foley sounds. But yeah, I think it could have been done, even with like the cutscenes that they produced. Just trim them a little bit, and just rely on the already exaggerated sort of body movements that are still clearly there and still heavily utilized.
There. It tried digging its way out.
Which is why we made the foundation so deep.
Can you get us up to that walkway?
Sure.
What is this? This is oh, this is I'm trying to remember what it was called. I think it was called a Super Sense area. Originally used for Spider-Man. Yeah, because we originally, they were used for Spider-Man. I think that was it. Spidey just went up there, pressed a button, and it revealed something. And then in Avengers, they sort of turned it into this sort of Black Widow minigame. It was pretty cool. Like I liked how they did some of the stuff. And then that was what I was asked to turn into the quadnoculars / goggles mechanic. It went through about 10 iterations on Star Wars. It was so stupid that it got to the point where my lead had to actually step in and go, right, whatever you design now, this is the final iteration, because I'd had to basically reprogram it, redevelop it. It wasn't just like simple minor changes, it was like fundamental redesigns to how like all the UI worked for it and everything. It's like whatever you decide is now your final, this is it, so get it right this time, because you're not getting it again. And the final result did work in the end. It just took way too long to get to that point, and it was so fucking messy by the end of it. I think to the point when they tried to bring something similar to it back for Ninjago, possibly. I think I just said, just fucking rewrite it.
See if there's anything.
I think they turned it into a different. Yeah, I think they ended up doing just that. In fact, I think we just ended up copying the access panels, because the tech for the access panel ended up being a better way to do it. Oh no, maybe it did still use the goggles code, I think, but we got it properly stripped. We got it properly stripped down.
And is probably eating another ship by now. Thanks.
She knocked that down?
Yeah.
True adventure or whatever it's called. Why is it showing me Ian Malcolm's portrait? Oh, I know what it is. It's because of this cave. The auto hint area is probably encapsulates most of this area. Why? So why does this guy's a security guard? Why can he repair stuff? Surely it make more sense for the maintenance worker to repair stuff.
Whoa! Back. Looks like it did more digging than we thought. How do we get across?
Yeah, he's just a... This guy, this supervisor, in the film, like, they give him a really sort of really sort of weird characterization, because it's kind of like, I think you're meant to despise him to begin with, as like the sort of the lazy as like the lazy security guard, but his death's pretty fucking grim as well, and it's sort of framed in a way where you're meant to feel sorry for him when he dies, even though they've kind of framed him as you're meant to feel a bit somewhat contemptuous, maybe a strong word.
The wall's 40 feet high. You really think she climbed out?
Depends.
On what?
What kind of dinosaur they cooked up in that lab?
Paddock 11, this is Control. You need to leave the paddock immediately. Paddock 11, do you copy?
What's the problem?
It's in the cage. It's in there with you.
That's Vivian's line.
If it's got T-Rex in its DNA, then it probably sees movement. So move slowly.
Oh man, we're done for. We're gonna get eaten.
No one's getting eaten.
Oh, okay, that guy's a handler, not a maintenance worker. My bad. Maybe it doesn't really make sense for you to have it. I think I just assumed that from his overalls that he was probably a maintenance worker who was inspecting the paddock, but yeah, okay, handler makes sense. It explains the taser, I guess. You know what? I'll give the design credit for not trying to instead of making a chase where they could have easily made a chase level out of this, just have you run in circles around the paddock for a little bit. But they decided against that and went with this sort of stealthy section. I mean, the one thing I don't like is obviously like the movement speed is just it's too slow. Like I understand you have to move a bit slower, but Jesus Christ, this is great.
The electrics have shorted out. Ellis, charge it up again. All right. Okay.
Stay there. There's gotta be something in here.
So yeah, this could have been a chase section, and I'm kind of glad it isn't. I mean, stealth sections in a Lego game is always a bit, but whatever. At least you get to actually do something.
The only exit.
Then we've got to get it to move.
I wonder what. I can almost guarantee that Amber Brick will be the Indominus. You know, I want to make sure you unlock it.
Maybe. I'll have to do a scan.
True survivor. That's the phrase. God, they really got full use out of the Indominus paddock, didn't they? Because in the film you don't really see a great deal of it.
Dinner time.
I mean, then again, the paddock in the film seems absolutely tiny. There's no way an apex predator of that size could survive in such a tiny little enclosed area. Like, I know it's meant to be a temporary thing and she's not fully grown, but still, like... Can't keep an animal that size in a paddock like this.
Come on, get it open.
Yeah, I know. It's opening.
Run. Phew.
replay on that scene. But I suppose, yeah, they can't show the scene of Supervisor Nick or whatever his name is just getting fucking chowed down on.
She has an implant in her back. I can track it from the control room.
Oh, okay, Pachycephalosaurus. Oh, why do I get the feeling we're going to need that in the next bit of free play?
What is going on? It's like 200 degrees or something.
I want to explore.
If you end up in the lost and found, don't expect me to come get you.
Please note, the West Boardwalk is temporarily closed. We hope to have it open again as soon as possible.
Right. Trying to remember what the. Honestly, I'm trying to actually remember what happens in the film. Actually, I'm gonna guess it'll be the Gyrosphere Valley, which is a chase section, or has a chase section, I should say. So
Please remember,
we've got that to look forward to.
not bumper cars.
Are we allowed in there?
We've got all access passes, Gray. Can you get through there?
Shouldn't be in here. But seeing as you are, you got any idea how to put this thing together?
Sure.
You do? You might have just saved old Bernie's bacon. Oh yeah, that's looking good. Keep going.
Okay, so it's just going to create a gyrosphere for us then, which will then kickstart the next level. That's pretty cool. Oh no, it is just making the Pachycephalosaurus.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, introducing the biggest bonehead of the Cretaceous period, the Pachycephalosaurus.
Oh god, I forgot about this bit. This total story padding.
10 inches thick, making them nature's perfect battering ram. Assuming you ignore massive logs. Let's see how he does against these pillars of solid rock.
Did they just call it a he? I thought even in Jurassic World all the dinosaurs are female. They just stopped using frogs that could change sex. Okay. That was cool. Is that gonna happen again? Am I missing something here?
Sure made short work of that one.
Okay, so that's one.
You might be thinking, ouch.
Okay, looks like the collision's loaded.
Our Pachycephalosaurus pal won't have felt a thing. In the wild, a Pachycephalosaurus will sometimes compete with others for territory.
This is definitely illegal as well.
That's all for now, folks. Thanks for watching. We'll be back this afternoon with another show.
The West Boardwalk has now been reopened. Remember, ice cream is people food, not dinosaur food.
The gyrospheres. We can ride the gyrospheres.
These two kids were, without a doubt, the worst part of this film as well. They were fucking terrible. I think part of that's just because they just didn't behave in any kind of realistic manner. Like, their escape from the Indominus Rex is so unbelievably bad. Like, when you compare that to, say, the first film,
Next time Lyle's
when Tim and Lex, after being attacked, are basically catatonic with fear, and Dr. Grant is the one who has to continually sort of look after them and keep checking on them, whilst in this one they're totally fine to just go about doing their own thing.
The owner of the child called Griffin, please go to the nearest information point.
And Kelly in The Lost World was Sam Riegel? Oh, really? I don't know my voice actors at all, which is quite bad.
Oh man, they're all looking at me. It's my first day and they're gonna fire me. The gyrosphere track's broken and nobody's come out to fix it. I should have just
Oh,
known
please
you
be
did it.
quiet,
I'm
annoying
not gonna
voice
get
man.
fired. At least not for this. I owe you big. It's all right, everyone. The ride's open again.
Yeah, and about time.
Enjoy the ride and don't chase.
Hey! Psst. Because you helped me out, I'll tell you a big secret. There are these special pads, and if you park your gyrosphere on one of them, you can open up shortcuts around the park. Neat, huh?
God, this is a really extended hub section, isn't it?
Hey, it's me. There are also some other pads which will spring your gyrosphere up into the air if you use them.
That was,
Again, that's a big secret. So don't tell anyone I told you. Wait, do they monitor these radio channels? Yes, we do.
That voice is really not doing it. Like, the guy who who played Marty in the film, who went on to play the was it the hench person of indeterminate gender in that was not good. Who went on to play the hench person of indeterminate gender in the series of Unfortunate Events series, and I quite liked the attitude. I quite liked how they portrayed the character in the film as just this sort of minimum wage worker who just honestly doesn't give a fuck. He's literally just there to earn what little money they can. So when he has to close the ride, and everyone's raging at him, he's like, "Come on, guys, I just work here." It's like, you know, that character was genuinely quite good. It's one of those little minor characters. It's just like, yeah, that is exactly the kind of person you would meet in a theme park like this.
Dude, off-road.
They told us to go back.
Did they?
There, see? You're welcome. Up close and personal with 4... Dinosauruses.
And Kylosaurus. We shouldn't be here, and there's 5 dinosaurs. No!
Yep, here we go. The chase section.
Go, go, go! Keep out of its way!
Oh, and getting the Gallimimus in again because they already have chase section animations.
I don't think we're allowed to drive through here, Zach.
Oh, but that's good. Is that Camarasaurus, Apatosaurus? I don't know which ones are which in Lego form.
Call for help! Stop taking pictures and call for help!
As far as chase levels go, this one's kind of cool. You get to see quite a bit of the park.
Look, Zach.
Kind of busy driving, bro.
Although I've done a piss all to collect studs. Although, to be honest, stud collection on chase levels is garbage anyway.
Let it go.
Did we lose it?
No,
Yay, got the amber brick. That's cool. 1 out of 3, and I've already bypassed like several of the others. Oh god, this transition into like reverse chase.
Can't get out of this thing.
We should help the Ankylosaurus. It could beat the other one.
You're the dino expert.
Just smash everything.
There's a beehive up there. I know what to do.
Okay. Am I missing something to smash? I believe I'm having another one of those stupid moments. Unless there's like, oh okay, no, never mind. It's just the pile. It's just the prop looked exactly the same as the pile of rubble that you would, as the pile of stuff that you would get from it.
Zach, drive the gyrosphere onto there. Keep driving.
Hey, it's working. Yeah, come on, fight back.
Ankylosaurus is a cool ass dinosaur. It's definitely up there as one of my I think one of my favorites, along with like Parasaurolophus and I mean obviously the T-Rex as well.
I think your idea's working. What else can we do?
Am I invincible whilst in this vehicle? Or close to invincible? Oh wow, the Ankylosaurus is even playing the same sort of on its back animation it did last time.
Be careful, Gray.
I don't remember LEGO games having vine swinging mechanics actually. Although they must have, because LEGO Indie will have definitely had them. Yeah, I have a feeling this is exactly going to be the exact, yeah, same animation, it's a different angle.
There's no way I could get the gyrosphere over that tree.
I can build you a ramp.
I don't know what it is, maybe it's just like today and I'm not sort of feeling as 100% for streaming, but, or maybe it's this game, but it's really not sort of catching me as much as like, even The Lost World or Jurassic Park 3 did. I think it is, I think it might just be my complete apathy when it comes to the... Because like, you know, I enjoyed the, right. So like, I enjoyed the Jurassic Park 1 stuff, and I even enjoyed The Lost World in JP3, but I don't know, this section's just feeling a bit... I'm trying to work out if it's...
I have to help it again.
Just watch yourself.
If it's just like me, or if it's just the fact that we're trying to work with an adaptation Okay, I can't look these over. Nice. I'm going to work on effectively, yeah, a video game adaptation of a really, really substandard movie. A movie that exists only to make money, and literally no other reason, because there is no artistic vision in Jurassic World. Unless the creators really intended it to be some kind of deep-seated critique of capitalism, which I really, really doubt. It's funny to look at it that way, when you look at it as like a sort of parody or a critique of the film industry. But I can almost guarantee that's not how it was, because I don't think that's what Colin Trevorrow was going for. And I mean, if he was, then, you know, there are probably better ways to go about it than a not very good dinosaur action film. Like, you know, if you're gonna make a critique about the Hollywood process of making films, then you kind of want your film to be good. And you kind of at least want your film to be somewhat good. It's gonna come across as that message. Otherwise, yeah, it just ends up a bit muddied. Also, the Indominus Rex is the shittest dinosaur. It's really crap. I mean, the Indoraptor was worse. In Fallen Kingdom, the Indoraptor is one of the worst movie monsters in Hollywood ever put to screen. Or modern movie monsters. Okay, we'll cut some credit for all the shitty B movies from like the you know, 80s and so on, but honestly. Yeah, I mean, that is just it. It's this constant desire to try and outdo the T-Rex. You know, they did it with Jurassic Park 3, and one of the biggest problems with Jurassic Park 3 was the fact that they killed the fucking T-Rex. And like, but then in this film, they didn't even understand the best way to deal with that criticism. Instead of having it, I know, we'll make the T-Rex. Instead of okay, we won't kill off the T-Rex. They go, we'll make the T-Rex the hero character. And this is something I've actually really got pissed off about Jurassic World. I remember when I first saw the trailers for the first film, and I saw that there was that clip of the raptors working with Owen. I was like, oh wow, okay, that could be interesting. Because you know, we spent decades, you know, we spent centuries domesticating dogs. Maybe they gonna explore something along those lines. But then they just come up with the fucking most boring ass plot ever, which they then retcon a lot in Fallen Kingdom to make it look like the raptors were a lot more docile than they were in just Jurassic World. And yeah, I kind of regret thinking that, because it's just like, no, they really had no idea. Like, the films are actually just fucking parody at this point. Because the whole point was about how these are animals, like forces of nature. But then they literally got turned into good guys and bad guys. Like, the Indominus Rex is the baddie dinosaur, and Blue, the Velociraptor, is the goodie dinosaur. And that was even worse in Fallen Kingdom, where Blue knows which characters are good guys and which ones are bad guys and which ones not to attack, and it's honestly horseshit. That. Am I meant to be doing something else here? Come on, Crane. Oh, I wonder, am I meant to go all the way around, pick up the Jeep, and then come back and drop it on the Indominus or something? God damn it. Or maybe not. Sorry about this delay as I struggle to work out the mechanics of a children's game. Am I just missing something really obvious here? What's this level called? Gyrosphere attack. Feel free to, if anyone knows. I'm clearly being an idiot here. Like, it looks like I'm just meant to push up on the... What's this? Oh, okay, so I just looked up a guide and it says you are meant to pick up the car. But I couldn't do that previously. What the fuck? I don't... Like, I thought that was going to be there. I mean, I thought it's maybe going to be used as, like, for the kids to escape, but it's, you know, everything's there for a reason, but... But yeah, I moved over there earlier and the crane wouldn't move any further. I'm going to blame Wojciech, because I know for a fact he programmed this crane. Because he programmed all the cranes. See, I think there was... I think there would have been a really funny missed... I think there's a missed opportunity there, where the Indominus could have... Their escape, instead of being from the film...
Camo, right?
The Indominus's jaw could have opened too wide, and it could have popped off because it's gone out of the range of the hinge.
No animal can do that.
And that's how they escape, as the Indominus scrabbles to put its jaw back on. There you go. Made your scene funnier.
It must have been some kind of a technical malfunction.
Technical? Were you not even watching? She marked up that wall as a distraction. She wanted us to think she escaped.
I'm going to close everything north of the resort.
Let asset containment capture it quietly. The very existence of this park is predicated on our ability to handle incidents like this.
I would have a word with your people in the lab. That thing out there, that is no dinosaur.
Zara, I need you to bring the boys back to the hotel right away. Wait, no. I can't. Slow down. They what? I need you. My nephews, they're out in the valley.
That level wasn't great. I forgot to check which amber brick it was.
What was that thing, Gray?
I don't know. I haven't seen it in my books.
We gotta get back to Aunt Claire.
So I do wonder. I wonder if we're going to see another Lego Jurassic World once what is it, Dominion comes out, and like, it's probably going to make a lot of money. I think Fallen Kingdom made a lot of money despite being appalling. This made all the money despite being mediocre. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see if there's money to be had making a. Oh, come on! Oh, and I'm back on this. Fuck this. No, great. Fuck off. Go back. And I wonder how they'd handle it. Would the next game be just films 5 and 6? Because that is a disaster waiting to happen. Or would 4 have the honor of being remade as well? Kind of fun that I can speculate now that I'm well and truly out of the studio without any knowledge of what's actually coming.
Whoa. What is that?
I don't think I've told
Cool.
you
I think
about
I'd
this
walked past the trigger there. Out of bounds. What an appropriate name.
Aunt Claire will probably send people out looking for us. We can wait here.
It'll be nice to be done with this game. It
find
doesn't.
us. No, it won't.
I mean, it pulls
Stop
in
it.
some numbers from time to time, but yeah. I'm steadily building my way towards affiliate now. I think a couple of streams and a few more, and a slightly higher sort of concurrent viewers. And I'll get there soon enough. But yeah, doing a LEGO game stream seems to be quite hit or miss, especially when you're not already sort of known for them. Like, I don't think it's necessarily the biggest market. Especially older ones based on bad movies. Like if I do Lego Avengers, that'll be interesting.
What? You want to heal it? We should probably check on those shelves up there.
Can you give me a boost?
I want to point out the first the first Avengers film was very good. When I say bad movies for Lego Avengers, I am referring to Age of Ultron.
It doesn't look too fresh.
Most meat-eating dinosaurs
I think
can
he
digest
likes it.
carrion without adverse side effects.
Lucky them.
But I do have a lot of the Lego Marvel games now actually, so I could play through some of them. I think I'd be quite excited to play Superheroes 1, I think, because that one's meant to be very good. Superheroes 2, it's a bit harder to get a judgment on, because all I remember is it getting compared to Ninjago, and not in a favourable way. So, I mean, that made me smile a little bit, because Ninjago got absolutely shafted by Superheroes. Superheroes 2, I should say. Absolutely shafted. So, I didn't feel a huge amount of sympathy for the below expected reviews.
Don't worry, I got this.
For it, which I know isn't very sort of dev solidarity, but fuck it. It's a pay. You know, when your work, when you feel that you've been truly fucked over by your own studio, it's yeah. It is very hard to feel any sympathy.
candy bar in the other shelves. I can get to it through the duct. Hang on a second. Got it.
I like how
It's looking a bit better, Zach.
Zach had no problem with that dinosaur being given a candy bar, but had a real issue with it, but had concerns over giving it carrion. Nice.
That better?
And now we're gonna give it what, a lollipop as well?
That was unexpected. I hope that does it.
It has. He looks all better now. Ha!
Oh, great. Now it's following us. Where's it going?
This is a very weird. I guess something different than just another small access panel, but small access hatch. But I don't think the compies even sounded like this in the film, did they? They sounded a lot more sort of squeaky.
Guess. All right, up and over, Gray. Yeah, that's not going anywhere. Not without an engine and its front wheel.
It might need gas, too.
I'm trying to think what part 2 of this level's going to be. Because straight after this, it'll be Owen and Claire versus the hiding from the Indominus Rex.
And a lit torch in my hand. Gas check. What next?
Stud there. God, they really liked those compy tubes, didn't they? Okay, so there'll be more stuff in here, and I'm guessing one of them will be outside as well.
Reach. Maybe the consolidators could help again?
Oh, and another one. Jesus Christ.
Try throwing at him.
Zach.
You know what? It's no wonder that Lego Jurassic World was quite performant. There's not any characters, hardly any characters in it. Because I guess are those? I mean, now those mice are they full fat or are they going to be crawlies? Is the question. I would imagine a crawly, but you never know.
In you go.
But considering Dan told me yesterday that there are plants in this game, like just plants that are full fat characters, honestly I wouldn't be surprised if the mice were as well. Or the rats, I guess. Probably rats from...
One more piece to go.
So, just need the engine, which is presumably waiting for us outside somewhere. Oh! Characters. Oh, come on.
Come on, Zach.
Okay, it's ready.
That's going to damage the damage the engine, surely.
Engine, check. Let's see if it starts.
Woo! It works! I thought you failed your driver's test.
No. Only the driving part.
Ha!
No.
No.
Just to remind us that dinosaurs don't kill people in this game.
Her tracking implant. She clawed it out. They made it out.
Oh, okay. So we're not going to get asset
You hear
containment trying to take on the Indominus. That could have been an interesting level, surely. Like escape, you know, trying to flee from the Indominus Rex. You know, you're not going to kill any of the guys, but you can at least have them get into all sorts of wacky shenanigans.
How did they get one of these running?
Stupid dinosaur design. Not the Lego one specifically, just in general.
It's okay. I don't think it knows how to get in here.
It knew how to trick us into letting it out.
Okay, yeah, so that's another one actually. Now that I've just sort of mentioned that. Dinosaur intelligence in the Jurassic Park films. To be honest, this is going to turn more into a rant about just Jurassic Park, the Jurassic Park series, than... I mean, it definitely saw that. Than the game, because the game is, you know, what it is. First part of the game is really good. By the time it gets to this bit, it's a bit boring, but I blame the film that it's working with. Yeah, dinosaur intelligence. So, in the first film, the raptors, they're not that smart. You know, they're smart enough to sort of work things out.
Hang on a sec.
But you know, they sneak up on Muldoon, who takes a whole bunch of stupid pills for that to happen. But
knife can cut through all that.
But despite that, you know, their intelligence is within, I'd say, a pretty reasonable bounds. Like, I'm fairly certain that that like some kind of pack animal could probably sneak up on a person in the jungle, because that's their environment, and that's fine. Opening the doors, you know, that's the big sort of cool holy shit moment. I'm fine with that. But then it's when, and even in the Lost World, there's not any particular special raptor intelligence. They're just very good hunters. But then you get to Jurassic Park 3. They set the trap by using Udesky, and then they kind of gloatingly kill him. So that's a bit, you know, And then by the time you get to this one, the raptors are basically on the same level as people in terms of their intelligence. And it's absolutely ridiculous. And then by Fallen Kingdom, like, Jesus Christ. Like, you know, and the Indominus Rex as well is like super smart. It's like, oh, it can claw. It knew about thermal radiation. It remembered where its tracking implant was.
It needs to be.
And the Indoraptor's just the same. The Indoraptor knows how to fucking pull a fourth wall breaking trick on the incredibly stupid hunter character in that. God damn, he was awful. There was not a single redeeming part to that character in Fallen Kingdom. He was literally there. Like, he was literally there to deliver the plot contrivance necessary to drive the entire final act of the film. God damn it, do I hate Fallen Kingdom. And thing is, I'm gonna go see Dominion when it comes out, because at the end of the day, I like seeing CG dinosaur movies, especially ones which get the kind of budget Jurassic World films get. But I can almost guarantee that Dominion is going to absolutely suck.
There's something here.
And it'll be a shame. But maybe it'll bury the franchise. Which, you know, sounds sad on principle, but when you actually think about what the fact that means no more Jurassic World movies, I can live with that.
Get over there. How's your balance?
It's good, I hope.
Balance beams, the best game mechanic. I think if I ever encounter a game designer who suggests balance beams again, I'm just gonna hit them. Because honestly, nobody looks at balance beams and goes, that's a fucking great idea.
Yeah, I know what it is. Thanks.
So I understand that Owen's meant to be good at raptors, but why does he have the rifle through poo ability? It's not. I mean, the other characters who can do it are more sort of like doctor characters, aren't they? Or, you know, much more sort of sciencey based. Whilst Owen is just like, nah, I'm just gonna dive into a pile of shit. It's gonna be awesome.
Get on the lift.
Oh, what? Oh, fuck off.
Take your time, why don't you?
All right, watch out below.
There is no reason for that to be that lift thing to be timed.
Come on, quickly.
Got a bit close.
It's all right. You're safe.
For now.
So Claire doesn't strike me as someone who should be more athletic than Owen. Like, she's an off. I mean, I imagine that she possibly goes to the gym. We don't ever actually see anything like that. But like, And then again, we don't really see Owen doing that much either. Owen's ex-Navy, I guess, so he would be in pretty good shape. But yeah, I mean, there's nothing to suggest that Claire should be like more athletic or acrobatic than the fucking ex-Navy guy. I mean, she's like she's like management at an amusement park. Something I'm kind of glad that was avoided in Star Wars, because I remember asking about that specifically. It's like, are we gonna just have it that all the female characters are athletic, and by that virtue none of the male characters are? It just feels a bit weird. And the justification was no, because it would make no sense for old lady Leia to be an athletic character, or someone like Captain Phasma who's wearing all that armor. Because I think it's just all the female characters being athletic as a whole are from Lego Movie, because athletics was like the wild style ability. This entire section was like a minute or two of the film. It's always so weird what gets sort of stretched out into an entire level and what doesn't.
Call ACU, tell them to send everything they've got.
Lowry! We found her. South of the Gyrosphere Valley.
Wait, are you following the dinosaur?
Yes. Get ACU out here.
I mean, at this point, most of ACU are already dead in the film, I believe. All they have left is the helicopter, which fucking Masrani flies for no good reason.
The gate's locked. Can you see a key anywhere?
Oh, come on. I have to... I pressed B. Cool.
I want to go home to Mom and Dad.
Well, sure. I think I see the gate back to the lagoon.
Just smash some stuff. It's always nice when you're in a destroy on contact thing like the gyrospheres or the jeeps. It's fun to just run shit over.
We have someone coming. Huh. You think they could help us with the gate? Yes, it's kids. They're always great with technology, right? Does one of you know how to fix actuators on a gate?
I can help.
Great. Donald here's made a real mess of them.
There's no I in team, Santiago.
It's crazy that you'd think you'd be able to just jump that. It looks jumpable.
Not bad, kid. You could do Donald's job. You know, college stuff.
Ah, nice
Hey, I'm not
animations.
stupid. You were calling me stupid, right? That was nice of him. Hey, should kids really be...
Is that a fact I see below me?
Is this the This will be the second last level. How are we doing? An hour and a half in. Okay, that's not so bad. This one feels a bit longer than Jurassic Park 3.
Hello? Anybody home? InGen.
I mean, even if it is longer, it feels
You
longer.
know why I'm here? I've been working for 2 years on an application for these raptors.
Let me be as clear as I can. No velociraptors are going to be set loose on this island.
Okay, boss. What's your next move?
We don't need anyone else.
We have eyes on the target south of the aviary.
Why is he flying it?
Look alive, boys!
I suppose, I guess it's not...
Clock by the birdcage!
I guess maybe it's because it's not an actual ACU helicopter, it's just,
Bring it up! Up!
It's just Masrani's private one that they mount a gun onto, maybe? Maybe that's why. It's still stupid. I think there was a bug on the free play version of this where Masrani his helicopter just wouldn't be there if you entered via a certain streaming zone path. The helicopter just wouldn't stream in.
What's happening? What?
Get ready to run. You ready?
We have to get to the Innovation Center. It'll be safe there. How do we get past all the Pteranodons and Dimorphodons? No way. No way.
Man, Zara deserved better in that film. Most awful death to a character that 100% deserve. I mean, I suppose that maybe that's the point they were kind of going for. That sometimes characters who don't deserve, you know, no one's necessarily safe, but it is kind of a shame that literally some of the worst people in Jurassic World get off completely scot-free.
Loud noises. They're scared of really loud noises.
Like music?
Also, Zara having a glass-breaking scream, like she screams when she's being like fucking eaten, but I think that's pretty legit.
No way, man. Nuh-uh. No way, man.
I think this is just a hard game to adapt, I think. But to be honest, I mean, I'd argue that a lot of films are actually quite difficult to adapt unless the films are just continuous action, but considering the main action pieces in Jurassic Park films are the dinosaurs doing stuff, it is just, yeah, it's not, like, it sounds great on paper until you actually have to sort of sit down and design it, and I think that's when you start to encounter some issues. I mean, like, the best Jurassic Park game ever is a park building game. It makes perfect sense on that front.
How do we get past?
I don't think we can.
Honestly, imagine Lego Jurassic Park as a park builder. Just take Operation Genesis and Legofy it. That would be awesome. Because you'd get all your Lego dinosaurs.
I hope Zach and Claire are at the Innovation Center.
You'd give players the opportunity to actually sort of play stuff and build stuff out of Lego. And you get to the best part of Jurassic Park, which is making your park.
I don't think those dinos are gonna let us just walk by them.
That building has a hologram projector on the roof. We can use it.
I notice how Claire's now like ditched her jacket and everything, despite there being no sort of point, despite there being nothing in the game to show why that's happened. It's just kind of happened. Oh, I need to play as Zach Gray now, don't I? Oh wait, no, there's something to build here. What's this? Just gonna be like climbing thing. Cool. And then, yep, a hologram projector that will rescue Zach and Gray from their current predicament, and then I'll play as them and rescue Owen and Claire, vice versa.
Thanks.
This is feeling familiar.
All right. Let's see what displays you've got programmed into you.
What? Why is it double inputting? That was weird. I used the D-pad that time and it sort of treated it as if I was double inputting there.
Right?
Hey, good job, kiddo.
Oh, no studs from those ones. That's weird.
Stay there.
At least Zara gets something to do in this game. You know, the film she got nothing. It's kind of like Captain Phasma in The Force Awakens. You know, the game gives her, actually gives her value and something to do, whilst in the film it's like, nah, get fucked. Oh yeah, balance beam.
You can come across, but be careful.
Come on.
Flashes startled dinosaurs.
Yes, a lot of these props don't seem to have any studs in them. Very odd.
I don't want to.
Oh, right, yeah, it's a Owen thing. Grey thing. I imagine that crawly setup behind us was fun to do for whichever poor scripters had to set up that absolute chaos. Because there's a lot of them.
We've got to put it out.
Although, only about 7 unique characters from the looks of things.
No way, man.
No, I don't want. No way.
Why doesn't Owen have a gun yet? He had a gun in the film at this point, because he was tranking everything. And then Claire picked up a gun as well and tranked one of the Dimorphodons and saved him. And then they got to have that kiss that literally neither of them deserved, because they're both... Well, Claire definitely didn't deserve, because she's responsible for all this. Or partly responsible. Along with, like, Masrani and everyone else who's in charge.
Honestly, this isn't just so I can play games.
Yikes. Okay, so that's an old style computer. I don't know why it's there. I guess arcade. Makes some sense.
Pump the fuse box.
Yeah, I know.
Oh! Just casually running over the kids.
Did not expect that to happen.
Oh no, I still got a little bit to do as these guys.
There's no way past the fire.
There we go. And now, sorry, just do this.
It's stiff.
Need to turn it towards the fire.
Okay, looks like I'm pretty much halfway through the true survivor bar, so I guess what's the next section? Is it hiding from the raptors inside? Because that's quite a time jump. If it, oh no, wait, no, because we've still got the raptor chase level as well. We've still got quite a few sections, I think.
Aunt Claire! That's her! Is that her?
Larry, I'm on my way back to you.
Bad idea. This guy Hoskins is in charge. He's got some insane plan to use raptors.
We're putting a new team on the ground.
They've never been out of containment. It's crazy.
This isn't your territory anymore. Don't forget, you work for me.
If we do it my way. Easy. Easy.
Wow, that was a... Actually, I was going to say that was a bit of a jump, but it's no more of a jump than it actually was in the film, where there was it suddenly went from the daytime to night with no difference, no sort of acknowledgement of the fact that hours have passed. I mean, I guess they were possibly handling up all the guests evacuating, but still, it was kind of ridiculous.
I know why they wouldn't tell us what it's made of.
Why?
That thing's part raptor.
Stupidest plot twist. I mean, is it even a twist? It feels too stupid to be an actual twist in the film.
Watch your six! The raptors have a new alpha.
Those guys don't have a chance.
That I think is part raptor, honestly.
Hey! Is someone there? Anyone? Get me down from here!
All right, I'm coming. Keep it down.
What's this level section called? The Alpha. Okay, am I going to need to build? No, I thought I was going to need to build something for this.
You ain't getting a bite out of me! Ah, stupid lizard!
Okay, so this is going to build. Okay, this is going to build me my jump points. That was a bit weird there. It felt like it could have just fallen straight on top of the other car and blown up rather than like this weird sort of bouncy thing that it did.
This is just to scare you off, Echo.
Bit of work.
So Greg, if you're still watching, like obviously, whatever you can, if you can't say, feel free. But what was the general consensus in the studio before the film came out about how it was going to be based on like the game, the info you were given for the game? Like, because I genuinely had no idea when I started. I genuinely, from all the trailers, I thought, oh, this film looks like it could be pretty good. And even when I started at the studio, I was deliberately staying away from information if I could help it. Because I didn't want to spoil it for myself. And then I saw the film and I was like, oh, no, that film isn't good.
No, you don't get off. Stop it.
Are you okay?
Yes.
Guys.
Oof, that camera restore was interesting. It looked like it was a bit confused there.
Got you.
Thanks. I'll scout for other survivors.
Okay. So I'm gonna dig through here and build a ladder.
This ate something useful.
And then I think the final part of this level is like
lucky.
Is a chase level with a Velociraptor. Like this is a longer one, which I believe is also a level that you can just leave running forever and it'll just keep playing. So it's a good way to, if you fancy farming studs overnight, you can just literally leave the level running, and you'll get a very slow supply of studs. Okay. We'll be at the end of this soon. And then, actually I was going to say we can move on to better games, but it's LEGO Incredibles that's next after this game. And LEGO Incredibles is far from a better game. LEGO Incredibles is actually pretty pants. So that'll be a fun one. That'll be another one riddled with complaints, because I can talk more about that one, because I worked on that from start to finish, and honestly didn't enjoy very much of it at all. It was honestly a pretty doomed project.
What have we here? Sorry about this, Delta.
I'll always keep these games open for coming back to do free play as well, if that's something I'm at, if that's what I want. But even the numbers just on this game, the numbers I've had for doing just the free play content suggest that it's not a particularly popular thing.
Whoa! What the? Come on, give it all you got.
We can't help him with Blue in the way. Jump started. Shoot it with your stun rifle.
Cool.
Sorry, Blue.
Do you have any idea how we get that to be useful?
Oh, that looks like silver Lego for a second.
Yes, this could work.
Give me a boost. I have a nose full of this.
That exploded on nothing. So, having the icons there didn't make a lot of sense, because there were 4 guys to rescue, yeah, but it would have made more sense to rescue the 3 of them, to have the icon sort of check off. And then it's like, oh, okay, there's 1 guy left still.
Tomorrow you will be home, and your mother will never let me see you again.
Go! Go! They're getting closer!
Knock them out, Zach! Knock them out!
You've got a rifle too, Gray?
We got one!
Which means there's still another. Whoa!
Zach!
Hold.
Man, there's a lot of special moves in this game compared to... I mean, there were a lot in, say, Ninjago, that's the one I sort of jumped. But I don't think there were anywhere near as many in Star Wars. Ninjago there were a lot, but they were all combat focused and all designed to be used in quite a generic manner.
Did you get it?
I don't think...
It's on the door!
Hit it, Zach! It's getting in! Take it!
The rifles! Harry, it's Delta!
Those controls were not great.
Harley, no! Hornet steady! Yeah, got him! Why did we have to have so many raptors? Yes!
Is that the end of the level? Please say it is.
Did you just see that?
Can't wait to tell Mom!
No! You cannot tell your mother about that ever!
We have to get indoors. Follow me.
Everything must be accounted for. I want all backup generators online.
I don't think that's BD Wong either.
Where have you been?
Change of plans. Mission
Where is
took a
it?
jog to the left.
It's really
Taking
hard to
everything
tell,
off-site.
actually. Like, there's characters that sound vaguely close, but maybe not quite. Okay, am I just going to be able to run straight to the visitor center to start the next chapter? Because that'd be awesome. No, because it's locked. I need Claire. And now I need Owen to climb up that, and he'll create a ladder for Claire or something.
Please proceed to the hotels in an orderly manner.
I did that with D-pad there and it worked fine that time. It's very weird how it seems to sort of happen. Sort of periodically.
You'll find a great dino fact just down there.
They evacuated the lab.
Where's Henry?
Dr. Wu works for us.
That's not a real dinosaur.
No, it ain't, kid. Imagine that one. A fraction of its size. Intelligent, deadly, able to hide from military.
Honestly, this fucking subplot about military technology, it's like... Raptors are not better than fucking drones.
Easy, boy. We're on the same side, right?
This way.
Like, it's honestly the shittest sort of plot line. And then in the in Fallen Kingdom, when they're auctioning them off to like weapons dealers, and it's like, you know, they suddenly decide that dinosaurs aren't worth jack shit.
Just you.
Us.
Oh.
See that pipe? I might be able to reach the upper level from this.
The whole military subplot was literally just A, sequel bait, and B, they couldn't literally just remake the first film. They'd have been torn apart if they just tried to remake the first film. But I mean, it worked for Force Awakens. Force Awakens is very good, and it's literally just a remake of A New Hope.
Bones! We can use the bones.
Nice work, kid.
I'll see if there's another way out of here. I guess not.
Okay, going to cut the wire. It's pretty sharp knife it can cut through what I'm assuming is like metal wiring there.
Ooh, expensive.
Whoa! I'm not gonna have to pay for that, am I?
I can fit in there.
Did you know Apatosaurus can't chew and swallows all of its plant food whole? It obviously never listened to its parents.
Fucking Jimmy Fallon.
I'm through.
Can you get rid of whatever's jamming the display cabinet?
Oh, hi, Cascadia. Welcome to the stream. Just in time to see the final chapter of the worst part of this game. I think the Indominus Rex fight's okay, if I remember correctly. Oh, yeah, speedrun it. Remember the speedrunning community. Yeah, I imagine that is quite nice. Being able to skip most of the fight.
Nice work again, kid.
What's this? It's like a mini game I can do something with.
It's Charlie. We'll have to distract him.
I've got an idea.
Distract him. I'm certain all the raptors were girls. I'm fairly certain that was still a plot point that was kept to prevent the dinosaurs from reproducing. They just fixed the problem in the first film, the first. Honestly, if it's that easy to fight off a raptor, why even worry about sneaking past them? It happens quite a lot. Like they did it earlier as well.
A newborn human baby
has
a bigger brain than most
it's weird. Because Owen should definitely know better.
Run across Isla Nublar at its widest.
Come on, move.
I'm not going to bother. I can't be bothered sneaking through there for the sake of a few studs.
Jurassic World has achieved John Hammond's vision to create living biological attractions so astounding they've captured the imagination of the entire planet.
There's a very good video out there about gender and Jurassic Park. It's part of a series called Saurian Cinema. I cannot remember the name of the YouTube channel off the top of my head, but it's literally just called Gender and Jurassic Park. And it makes a couple of interesting points about. One of the interesting points it brings up is how what's his face? Dennis. Dennis Nedry. Funnily enough, meets probably the worst death in the series, and he's also the character who frequently misgenders dinosaurs. It's one of the sort of it's a very long video discussing gender and sort of gender significance in Jurassic Park, and it's just one of those sort of little things where probably like one of those unintentional things, but it turns out to just be a kind of cool one of those things where, you know, just it allows you to find more meaning in everything. Like when you're sort of looking for, when you're analyzing a film through a certain lens, you can see a lot of those sort of little interesting things that may not have even been intentional to begin with, and that just happened to be one of them.
I hope you like playing fetch, Echo. Come on!
I hate the repair mechanic. I don't...
There.
I'm so glad it's like not been needed in fusion games for a while, since this game, basically.
Let me just find the right hologram.
Okay. How did Blue... that doesn't make sense. Blue was right behind them.
This is how it is, huh? Easy. Easy. Easy.
$74, 58 times 2, 190. We need more.
What?
Teeth. We need more teeth.
Larry, are you still there? I need you to open paddock 9.
9? Are you kidding?
And he had advanced level triggers. No, I'm afraid not. I didn't work on this game that much. I did a bit of patchwork for it, so I'm afraid I can't. Shed any light on any kind of fancy stuff that goes on. The only sort of bug that I can point out is that if you turn off VSync, the raptor jump becomes a real pain. It doesn't work properly. The raptor sort of pounce mechanic if VSync switched off, because that was a bug I introduced by fixing another bug, and we never got it fixed in time. I want to see what it looks like on this fight though, because I fixed it for the fix I put in was meant to fix it on this fight. So yeah, no, that one is 100% my bad. Unless if it still happens on the Indominus fight, then it's not necessarily my bad, because it means that my fix might not have gone in and it might have just been broken anyway. But yeah, the problem was that the Raptor Pounce didn't clamp to frame rate, so if you had a high frame rate, the Raptor Pounce would just instantly teleport quite a lot of the time. So we made it frame rate, so we made it sort of scale with frame rate, and yeah, it worked for the Indominus fight, but then broke everywhere else, and we didn't have time to fix that. We're just like, okay, if people complain about it on Steam, we'll just tell them to switch off, to switch VSync back on, just for the duration of that mechanic. So, my bad. Again, it wasn't one of those bugs that was found by QA. It was reported on the Steam forums. So our sort of testing process, I don't think, was as thorough for it. Because, and the thing is, almost everyone in the studio would just play with VSync switched on anyway.
Thanks?
Yeah, I was saying earlier as well, I don't actually even know what half the... it's been so long since I last played this, I barely even know what I'm doing. I'm kind of just actually playing this as a casual player would. Because it's been that long. Like, you missed a bit earlier where I actually got stuck on one of the bits because the crane didn't behave how I was expecting it to. And I had to look at, and I sort of did what I thought it was meant to do, which was right, but because I think I held the analog stick slightly off, it didn't animate the crane the full way, so it couldn't pick up this jeep to throw at the Indominus. And as a result, I kind of just sat there like, what the fuck's going on? Why isn't this, Yeah, they're a bit... Every single crane is unique as well. Like, I know that much. There was a programmer at TT who is very, very good at programming mathematical models, and he also was he also programmed, like, every crane. And literally every crane has unique code to manage how it works, because they all had to behave slightly differently. I meant to, like, attack it or something. Yeah, so originally that didn't work very well on HUD. So that originally was broken with VSync off. In fact, I'll turn off VSync for the next one just to see what happens. Jeez, oh. Brutal. So yeah, programmer in question, like his stuff was always like really good when he did it. So what am I on? 197 frames per second. Okay, you can still see how fast that was there. Like, we never quite were able to completely fix it because we were trying to patch something which really, to be honest, needed to be rewritten completely. So yeah, one of the funny things that came out of that programmer's work actually is in, I believe it's in Lego City. In Lego City on the cover, there's a train in that. Yeah, there's a train in that, and originally he wrote it with like he wrote the code for that train with like proper sort of mechanics of motion, and the train kept derailing and causing traffic jams in town, and you'd just be driving through, and the train would just be completely piled up on the ground because it had gone too fast and derailed itself on a bend. So they eventually just had to set it onto an actual spline to follow, rather than actually behaving like a train. It's pretty cool. I wasn't there to see this. I was just told this. They said it was one of the best bugs, one of Lego City's better bugs. But that was, yeah, that programmer, because he always writes like really like complex but really good sort of anything mathematics based. He was spot on with. Like he wrote all the stretchy arm code and stuff for Elastigirl in Lego Incredibles as well. Like he was responsible for all that, worked out all the sort of the maths behind it, which he then sort of set up in ways that we could all just copy. The V-Sync on the Raptor can launch into the stratosphere. Well, I will. Oh, the Mosasaurus, criminally underused in this game. There are quite a few launches in various looks like it's been Lego Movie Smash. My interest in this section is kind of dying a little bit because, let's face it, this part of the... Oh! Was that what you were on about there? But I guess a lot more, Come on. Oh, I can imagine it can go higher. No, I do want blue because there's something to sniff out over there. Yeah, this bit in the film was just so stupid. It was nice to see the T-Rex actually getting some screen time, but also this fight is just such nonsense. And the fucking cheeseball ending with the Mosasaurus and the Raptor, just all sort of teaming up to kill the. You've actually only seen the first... I mean, I wouldn't... Like, I think The Lost World's actually pretty good. Like, genuinely pretty good. Not, like, manageable, just actually quite good. And Jurassic Park 3 is fine. Especially when compared to 4 and 5. But yeah, Jurassic World, honestly, like, if you really like dinosaur films, then yeah, watch them, but if you want to see good films, don't watch them, because they're both terrible. 4 is just dull, and 5 is hot garbage. Genuinely bad movie. So I can't wait for Jurassic World Dominion to come out and hopefully outdo Jurassic World 5 as the worst one in the series.
Gross. Trust me, it could be worse. Much worse.
You think you can reach that wire, Claire?
Sure.
So yeah, this game it's just so weird because it honestly feels like there are sections of the film that would have made for better levels that weren't here. Again, when the ACU try and take down the Indominus, that would have made for a much better scene than fucking both Zack and Gray and then Owen and Claire exploring the old park. Like, you didn't need both. Just the electric fence in the first movie. That could have been interesting, actually.
For some reason?
But I guess you're playing as Ellie at that point, so... Although then again, in this film, they love to have the sort of the back and forth, don't they? So there could have been this little back and forth section where you're playing as Grant and the kids.
Wait down here.
Oh, did I mess up quickly with that? I just didn't see that. Wait, did he just say he's almost got him? That, like, you know, fair enough if the raptors are unknown. There is absolutely no way you can get that wrong. Like it's the same T-Rex from the first movie. It's a girl, goddammit. How can you... far as a final boss fight goes, I think it's okay. Better than Ninjago's final boss fight. Why are they scared again? Raptor's already teamed up with them. Okay. Finished story. Whew, that was a slog. 2 hours 20 minutes. It felt
Where's
longer.
Hoskins?
He didn't make it.
But he left provisions? Our deal is still intact?
Don't worry. You'll be well taken care of.
It's honestly a shame. Like, again, I think the first part of the game, like, it's kind of nice actually. It's kind of good actually that the progressing quality of this game can match almost perfectly to the progressing quality of the films. Like, the first film is also the best part of the game, and the fourth film is definitely the worst part. But I mean, the thing is, with the new film, that's always going to be a risk because this game was being developed, you know, at the same time as the movie, so. Or, you know, largely at the same time as the movie, because I think they launched on the same day. So, they had to kind of work with, you know, it wasn't like they could, you know, develop the game in retrospect, like a lot of the older LEGO games did. More and more of them launched at the same time. I'd be interested with the term lazily coded. Okay. So, I'm not going to chalk that down to laziness, partly because it just wouldn't be the case anyway. So the Jurassic World section would have most likely been worked on last, which meant that it's the section that would have probably seen the least amount of time dedicated to it as a result, you know, overall compared to everything else in the game. Rushed, probably, yeah. I mean, pressure. I guess the pressure was on because they had to meet a very tight deadline. Like, this game was made, I'm guessing, I think 12 months maybe. And I mean, out of bounds, that's not a coding thing anyway. That's those are just the boundaries haven't been placed in the game world. I know saying coding is probably the easiest way around it, but yeah, programmers don't really have any say over that sort of thing. Yeah, I'm not trying to get like super defensive or anything. It's just as a developer myself, I'm not a big fan of the speedrunning meme of calling game developers lazy, because I can guarantee you it's not the case. It's almost always the external factors like running out of time. Like, again, like a lot of the bugs that you see in the game that you see, they were found. QA found them. We just didn't have time to fix them, basically. And stuff like boundaries as well, they're a lot harder to patch in because of just how the game levels are set up. Patching in a boundary change would be quite a large, would result in the patch size getting quite big because you're changing the level data, and the level data generally isn't heavily split up into lots of little bits. It's like one large file. So if you want to change anything with that, you are replacing the entire file. You know, if you've played the latest Modern Warfare, you've seen how big their patches are, because I think just because of how to do with how their data's structured. So it's the reason, yeah, art fixes especially were always a nightmare, especially on older platforms, because older platforms and Nintendo platforms especially often have restrictions on how large a patch is allowed to be. So, you know, if you have a patch limit of say 500 meg or something, and suddenly 240 of those megs is taken up by just adjusting a couple of boundary issues in a level. It's like, that's not worthwhile. It's only if you've made significant patch fixes to that entire level file that you'd want to consider patching it in, and it's difficult to. It's a tough call to make. Again, there are stuff that we fixed that didn't even make it into the final game again because of patch restrictions. Like, I remember Lego Incredibles, the day one patch. There was a really rough time with that one because we had to basically go through the check-ins and basically decide which ones to back out the fix because the patch was too big for one of the platforms we were releasing on. So we had to basically just go through and prioritize what we did and didn't want to include in the fix, despite the fact the team had worked hard to fix stuff, but it just couldn't make it in because of various restrictions. I mean, the main restriction being that Warner Brothers didn't want to pay for 2 patches, but it is what it is. So yeah, as I said, most of the time when you see something that just feels broken, a lot of the time it's out of the hands of the devs themselves. I'm not going to obviously give devs a free pass all the time. Like, there are sometimes things that are just the devs kind of fucked it, but a lot of the time it's usually external, some external thing, whether it be time or meddling. Meddling is a big problem especially in licensed titles, like working with someone else's IP or working for a large publisher. Meddling gets really problematic. I don't know much about how it was for Jurassic Park. Again, I joined right at the very end. The parachute's broken. In what way? Is it broken? After this is done, I can probably I'll switch to Billy and have a wee look. Just get 100,000 studs and then I'll switch. Oh god, compy mode is fucked. Like, that is... Every programmer I spoke to said compy mode has told me compy mode's fucked. There's so many bugs out there on the internet you can look up with compy mode. Like, you can do all sorts of horrible stuff to get the Brachiosaurus out of its paddock using compy mode, and then when you switch it back off, like, it just doesn't render properly. It's... Yeah, I'll see if I can find the video for it, actually. It's just, let's go back to the main menu. Oh yeah, the little post-credit sequence for LEGO Dimensions. That was a game. Gain infinite height. Nice. I think companies should just hire speedrunners to join their QA team. Speedrunners find the wildest shit. Right, let's see. Let's look up these bugs. Okay. Let's see if we can find it. It's this particular one that I'm looking for. No, it's not this one. Rather, there's so many videos dedicated to LEGO Jurassic World glitches is always funny. Again, this one was quite awkward to work with, I think, just because like the dinosaurs were all so different from each other. There's probably glitches. I cannot find the video. It was from, I mean, it was years and years ago. could this maybe have it? Oh, why is this person recording with a hand camera? Just trying to find it. I know it's looks a bit frozen on the screen. I'm just trying to wait until I actually find it. Awesome glitches. Could this be the one? Probably not, because it's only from 3 years ago, and I'm sure I saw this a while before that. It's largely out of bounds stuff. Oh wait, this might be it. Okay. So I think this is a Brachiosaurus with complement. There we go. And you can see from its perspective, the camera's really struggling to render it. That perspective. So yeah, that's kind of cool. Right. So, I mean, the stream's been going for about 2.5 hours. I think that's a good time as any to stop it. Thank you for stopping by and joining in, chatting. It's always appreciated. The next game I'm probably going to look at is possibly going to be LEGO Incredibles. I might come back and do free play for this one if there's a... Oh, and thank you for following. Yeah, so the next game will be Incredibles, I imagine, because I picked it up in the Steam sale. So, and it's one of the ones that I worked on pretty much for its entire thing. So hopefully we'll have more general dev stuff to talk about. I mean, these Jurassic Park ones have more just been me bitching about the movies and just general stuff, but yeah. And I think I'll call the stream at that. Thank you for sticking around, and yeah, thank you for following, and feel free to check in when the next stream's on, which I don't know when that'll be. I haven't actually ever been able to commit to any kind of schedule. It's usually Saturday or Sunday, and then Monday, Tuesday, or Wednesday. That's kind of as close to a schedule that I've got.